have been the toast of the OCC in the last two seasons, having lost only one game in that time span. The Tigers of Mansfield Senior, on the other hand, they've had two consecutive losing seasons, and they try to end that streak tonight here at Pete Henry as they open up the 2021-2022 season, hosting the defending OCC champions. It's Wooster at Mansfield Senior and the Frito Lay pregame show coming up next.
Here we go now.
Here we go now. Here we go now.
welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Wooster, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Welcome back to Pete Henry Gymnasium. I am Brian Harder along with Greg Collins. It's the Wooster Generals in town to take on the Tigers of Mansfield Senior. Last year, Wooster 13-4 in an abbreviated season. They won the OCC with a 9-1 record. The Generals also defeated Mansfield Senior twice, 54-44 back on January 2nd. Then again on February 9th by a 51-48 score. Their season came to an end when Copley bumped them out of the tournament. 56-46 was the final. That was the good news for Wooster. The bad news after the season, they lost their leading scorer as Braden Hamilton, went back to Brunswick where he was originally from for his senior season. So they're going to have a void to fill in their offensive lineup.
Well, as a coach, you expect you're going to lose seniors. Obviously, college, high school, you're going to lose seniors. But when you lose someone that is going to be a returning starter, a 2-year first-team all-conference player, one of the best players in the conference last year, that's tough. That's difficult. Fortunately, they had the summer to build a little bit of chemistry. Unfortunately, they've had an abbreviated preseason this season to build more chemistry.
Mike Snowbarger is their head coach. He's in his 7th season, and he has done a very good job. He took over the program back in 2015, replacing Craig Martin. And what he has done in the last couple of years, he has really made them one of the premier teams in this conference, and he's made them arguably one of the teams to beat this year as well.
And I think it's going to be any year, because one thing that he does so well is he gets his kids to play hard. And we did enough games last year where we saw some teams that played hard. We saw some good games, some close games, but not everybody plays hard at the high school level. He gets his kids to play hard. They're going to pressure you full court. They're going to cause some offense from their defense, but you know one thing for sure. They're going to play their butts off.
Now on the other side, the Tigers were 8-11 a year ago, including a 5-6 record in the OCC. Last year marked the second straight season that Mansfield Senior finished under 500. 3 years ago, they were 21-5, and Marquis Sykes knows that he's got his work cut out for them to get them back to where he knows they can be in this conference.
And, you and I have talked to Marquis, and I think he feels very positive. He's really stressed that, hey, we're not a finished product. We're not where we are today. We're going to be better down the road. And that's every team, but hopefully senior high the same way. But he's excited. He's changed his philosophy a little bit. I think Coach Loney, who came over from Shelby to help out, has had a big influence. But they're going to change their philosophy a little bit. I see them playing much harder than they did last year.
Well, and if people may have glossed over the comment that you just made, the player or the coach that you see standing down there by the free throw line is Nathan Loney, who was the coach of the Shelby Whippets last year. He did not return to Shelby this year. Marquis Sykes brought him over to his staff. He was here for the summer and was able to work with these kids, and you said that you like what you've seen in them, especially defensive.
Oh, no question. I saw them during the summer, and right away I could tell they were playing harder. A lot more full court pressure than what they've done the last couple of years. And I think Coach Loney's had an influence. Also, they have more depth. And in the practice I attended earlier this week, I saw the same thing. And you and I think we agreed that Coach Loney did a pretty good job with those kids at Shelby. They were oh so close to getting to the regional finals and probably down to Columbus last year.
Okay, so now we go to the other side and we go to Wooster. We go in the locker room. The keys for tonight's game for the Wooster Generals, they obviously have to fill the hole that Braden Hamilton gave them offensively. He was a first-team All-OCC performer, and that's going to be a tough void to fill.
Well, that is, especially when you have an abbreviated preseason, only one scrimmage because of the extended football season. They probably don't know who the scorers are going to be quite yet. Who is going to be the perimeter shooters? The one benefit they have, because they are so good with pressure on the ball, they many times create easy points off their defense.
They also, as we talk about their defensive key, and you talk about as teams play Mansfield Senior, you want to make sure that you protect the paint because they're a team that loves to penetrate.
Well, and, last year we saw them a bunch. I think maybe every home game we saw them. They struggled to shoot from the perimeter. But two things they did well, they dribble penetrated, got to the paint, and they offensive rebound. So I think for any team this year, and for Wooster tonight, they've got to limit the paint touches, whether it's an offensive rebound or whether it's transition, penetration to the paint. Make them kick out to a perimeter shot and see if senior high can hit those perimeter shoots.
So Braden Hamilton's gone. His 14 points per game is gone. That means Micah McKee has to step up. He was a first-team all-conference selection a year ago. He only averaged 11 points a game. Of course, with Hamilton providing a bulk of their scoring, he now is going to have more opportunities to finish at the basket and shoot the basketball.
Yeah, and we'll see how much he's progressed from last year. And obviously, Wooster is counting on him, but you know that the Mansfield Senior Tigers know he's one guy we have to stop, as well as their point guard, Dosey, who's a 3-year letter winner, and I believe honorable mention all-conference 2 years ago. And Coach Sykes said he was all-conference, second team maybe last year, even though he was injured. So they have two experienced players that are going to early on have to set the pace defensively, offensively, how you play the game for the younger kids.
And it really helps when one of those returning players, even though he didn't provide a bulk of the scoring, is your senior point guard.
I think so. I really do. I think the point guard is like the quarterback on a football team. He's the guy that is going to have the ball in his hands most often. He's the guy that will be usually, at least in the half court, is probably going to be in the front of the defense. He's going to set the tone. To me, it's the most valuable player, especially in high school, is the point guard.
Now for the Tigers, last year they had Shad Kramer. He was the guy that provided the bulk of their scoring. He graduated. So now that means Mansfield Senior is going to have to find out who's going to be your scorer night in and night out.
Well, and you know Maurice Ware is going to be a big contributor. I'm looking forward to seeing how much he progressed. Last year he was great, especially on the right wing, penetrating baseline, getting to the basket. He's big and strong, very athletic. He took advantage of that when he got to the basket. This year, is he extended his range a little bit? Coach Sykes says he's a better perimeter shooter. I'm looking forward to seeing if that's true.
Okay, we had an opportunity to sit down with Coach Sykes before all of the gym filled up and everything and get some comments from him. Let's listen to that now. Okay, Coach, I guess the first thing that I have to ask you is I look at your schedule, and tonight you're hosting Wooster and tomorrow Lima Senior. Boy, you just really want to get the big boys out of the way early, don't you?
No off nights here for Tiger basketball. We schedule the heavy hitters, and right out the gate we get one of the top teams in the conference, and then on Saturday night, one of the best programs in the state. So we'll know right here, right now, where we're at.
Plus, you got to get on that orange bus tomorrow and get there, right?
Don't remind me. That is the toughest part of the trip is the school bus for me.
Oh, that is a tough one.
Just talk a little bit about the summer that you guys have and where you think you guys are as you get ready to start the season.
I think right now we're trending in the right direction. All the guys are bought in to what we've been trying to teach them. They're playing extremely hard. They're doing all the things that we ask them to do. So all in all, we're going in the right direction. Not a finished product by any means, and it could get ugly sometimes tonight. But end all say all, the guys are going to play hard. They're prepared, and they're going to give it everything they got.
Well, I made this comment on Tuesday night when the game that we had. Nobody wants to be peaking right now anyway.
Right.
But your kids, a lot of them playing football, had extended football season. Wooster, the same thing. So, yeah, I have a feeling tonight's game's not going to look as pretty as maybe the next time you guys match up. But I know that you've made the comment that you want to pressure more, you want to transition more, you want to play your bench more. Does that look good in your scrimmages?
I don't know if I'd say it.
I think you just got the answer.
I don't know if I'd say it's looked good, but it's a work in progress, and like I said, we are trending in the right direction. We've had moments where it's looked the way we've taught it, and we've had other moments, obviously, where it hasn't looked so great. So I think we'll get to the point that we're around mid-season where it looks the way we need it to look. But our focus has really been on guys giving their top effort and attention to detail on the defensive end.
Well, we're excited about tonight. Good luck tonight, and good luck tomorrow night as well.
I appreciate it. Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
We're going to take one timeout. We'll come back with the opening tip-off here from Pete Henry, the Generals and the Tigers. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Wooster, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Welcome back to Pete Henry Gymnasium. We're just a few minutes away from the opening tip-off between the Tigers and the Wooster Generals. And I believe we're going to get ready for the national anthem. Then we'll have the starting lineup. So after the anthem, we will go through the starters here as the Tigers and the Wooster Generals kick things off here to start the 2021-2022 season for both of these teams.
Isn't it great to see fans here, though?
I
so
love,
much different than last year.
Yes, seeing fans in the stands is what this is really all about. Now we're going to pause for the playing and singing of our national anthem.
Please stand, remove your caps, and join the Mansfield Senior High Pep Band in the playing and singing of our national anthem.
Well, the fans here at Pete Henry are ready. We are about ready as they get ready to introduce the starting lineups. First of all, for the Wooster Generals, under the direction of head coach Mike Snowbarger, the backcourt, Blake Bowen, a 6'3 junior. He wears number 4. He's joined by Jack Williams, who scored 4 points per game a year ago. Drew Dossie, a 4-year letter winner. He averaged 9 points and 6 assists last year. Micah McKee, their returning scoring leader, the only one returning who scored in double figures. He averaged 11 a game, a first-team All-OCC selection. And Javar Simpson, a 6'3 senior, rounds out the starting 5 for the Wooster Generals. For the Tigers of Mansfield Senior and head coach Marquise Sykes, Brock Hill into the starting lineup tonight. He is one of the guards along with sophomore Carryon Lindsay. We'll get into him more in a minute. He started the season a year ago in the backcourt, and he is back in the starting lineup this season for Marquise Sykes. The rest of the starting lineup, Miles Bradley averaged 3 points and 4 rebounds a game a year ago. Maurice Ware, 11 points per game, 6 boards per contest. He averaged 19 and a half games in the 2 games against Wooster a year ago, so he's very comfortable against the Wooster Generals. And Emil Upchurch, 8 points, 2 rebounds a game. He is the returning starter, a 6'3 senior, and he rounds out the starting 5 for the Tigers. As we said, Nathan Loney, who was the head coach at Shelby, is the assistant now for Marquise Sykes, and I'm interested to see what the Tigers do defensively. And in talking to Marquise before, and I talked to him on the phone early this week, and you've seen them this summer, he wants to get back to more of what the Tigers are known for, and that's the pressure and creating offense off of their defense.
Exactly, and I think over the last couple of years he's been concerned about the lack of depth that he's had. This year he feels he has depth. Matter of fact, he said, don't be surprised if we get 13 players in the game in the first half tonight, which is, that's a lot of players playing. But if you're going to play that many guys, you need to get up there in full court press. But he has the guys that can do it, and they spent, Brian, on Wednesday at practice, they spent 50% of practice just on defense. Just on defense. Probably 40% just on footwork, fundamentals, and then a little bit on offense. So, yeah, I think they're counting on getting some offense from their defense.
Now, when you look at these two teams and what they want to do and their philosophies, they really kind of mirror each other.
They do. They really do. I think it's going to benefit Wooster with a young team, 2 veterans, but a young group. Hey, instead of waiting back at half court and letting the opposition come to you, let's go pick them up and get into the game right away. Senior high, again, they did it all summer. They did it in practice. I think we're going to see them do the exact same thing as you mentioned. So it's 2 teams that want to get across the same thing. Who's going to create more offense from their defense?
Now, the Wooster Generals have 4 seniors in their starting lineup, but don't let that fool you. Mike Snowbarger told me they're young as far as varsity experience goes, so that's something that he is obviously concerned about. You come on the road, you play at Mansfield Senior, a team that played you tough a year ago, even though you swept them.
Right.
He knows he's got his hands full tonight.
And again, I go back to, I've never been in this situation where you only had one scrimmage. They've only been out of the football playoffs, and from what I understand, many of his kids played football. They've only been out of the football playoffs, 3 weeks maybe?
Yeah.
So very limited practice. Probably those kids came out with bumps and bruises anyway. It's a tough situation for them.
Marquise Bradley was very excited about the summer that his team put in. He told me it was a lot more of a normal summer. I mean, last year, obviously, with COVID, they really didn't do a lot of things over the summer. Even as far as doing things at your own school, he said they were able to get to some shootouts and were able to play and get some chemistry going, and he is really excited about this group. But as excited as he was earlier on the phone today when I talked to him and when we talked to him here, he kept using that phrase, work in progress. He wants to make sure that, we don't get too excited about this team too soon.
Right. Well, no question. I mean, unlike college, which has all their kids and they practice all year round and they get together early October for structured practice, these kids have been involved in other sports during the fall. They've been away from the basketball, from the gym, and they've only been back for, I think, senior high maybe for 4 weeks or so. It's going to take time. It's going to take time with chemistry. I think a big key, originally not in the starting lineup tonight, was the quarterback of the football team, but Brock Hill, I thought in practice this week, he was by far and away the kid that you heard out there on the court. And communication, you know this, Brian, communication is, for some reason, it's tough to get through to kids. You got to communicate on the court when you're in a team sport. It makes it so much easier. Brock Hill did a great job on Wednesday in practice, communicating. I have a feeling that's why he's in the starting lineup today.
We really saw the emergence of Brock Hill as a football player this year. He started the season, had some, I don't want to say issues, but he didn't play as well as he could. And as the season went on and they made some adjustments, and he had an outstanding season. Now, we saw him on the basketball floor last year as a role player, new from Ontario, and trying to feel his way in. But this year, obviously, Marquise Sykes very comfortable with what he has seen as he inserts him into the starting lineup here in game number 1.
And I think he's probably a role player at the offensive end, but he might be the catalyst at the defensive end.
Tigers control the opening tip.
Good ball reversal was started, but there's defense trying to create a little offense from your defense, stepping in for in the passing lane, getting a steal.
It's got to be some jitters. That first possession, a 3 in the air and good by Blake Bowen, the 6'3 junior. So right away, the Generals with an early 3-0 lead. Maurice Ware tries to answer at the other end, doesn't go, it's out of bounds. Maurice Ware played very well against the Worcester Generals last year. As we said, he had a 15-point performance here at Pete Henry and scored 24 at Worcester.
And here's the pressure we were talking about. Coach Sykes was talking about. Wooster's able to get to the paint, but a good step in. Is that Emil that stepped in? Emil Chapman, or was that Maurice Ware?
That was Maurice Ware.
Maurice stepped in, took the charge.
And coaches love that.
Oh, they do. I mean, if you're going to full court press, you better be ready to rotate. Unlike in college and pro where they have the half circle underneath, help side defense, as long as you're set, you can get the charge.
Kerryon Lindsay, the point guard, 5'9", and notice a few more pounds on Kerryon than we did a year ago. Brock Hill for 3. It's partially blocked, and the Generals are going to come away with the basketball.
Another offensive foul.
Of course, in talking with Marquise Sykes last year, he was very excited about the potential that Kerryon Lindsay had and had him in the starting lineup a year ago, but felt that he needed to get some minutes and develop at the JV level. But this year he feels he's ready.
Hey, remember last year we had him in the first game. He was a freshman. Tough to ask a freshman to come in. It's tough to ask a sophomore to run the show.
Ware with penetration, doesn't go, but he has the offensive rebound taken away, and here come the Generals trying to add to a 3-0 lead. And McKee travels with the basketball, so some early jitters on both sides of the floor.
Now on Wednesday when I was at practice, senior high, they had a difficult time finishing. Right there is an example. Maurice was able to get to the paint. Somehow they got to find a way to finish at the basket. If they can't shoot outside, can't finish at the basket, they're going to have to get some offense right from the defense.
Brock Hill unable to finish at the offensive end. Tigers come up with a little bit of a trap. I really like the movement away from the basketball that we're seeing for the Tigers defensively.
Well, it looks like anything on the ball, senior high is going right after a trap, trying to rotate, get in the passing lanes. And here they have great half-court defense.
Upchurch. Tigers get control, down 3-0. Not a lot of offense here early. Ware tried to dish it to Brock Hill. That's one of those chemistry things that you talk about. You play with guys long enough, you know what their tendencies are.
And I think Coach Sykes would like to have Maurice maybe a bounce pass. It's a little bit easier to handle when you're around a lot of players like Brock Hill was.
Hill drives inside, and Hill with his first 2 points of the ball game.
And we talked about a key for Wooster was keeping senior high from the paint. Brock Hill able to get to the paint and putting up a little runner. A set play for a shot, for a three. Was that Dosey that took that? Or Bowen again, trying to get him another shot.
Ball out of bounds, and it's going to go to Wooster. And we talk about tempo when we talked about this in the Northmore Colonel Crawford game. And when you play fast, you're going to have some turnovers. And
yeah, when you play fast, you're going to have more turnovers. But as we talked about earlier this week, you don't want the unforced.
Right.
And again, it's early in the season, but you still want to limit those unforced when you're playing against a quality opponent, as both these teams are playing against.
That's McKee left open for three. And it goes off of the support there at the top of the basket. It will go back to the Tigers. Tigers trying to take the lead tonight for the first time, down 3-2, 4:36 to go in the first quarter. Marquise Sykes urging them to push the tempo.
Yeah, one thing about defensive pressure full court, you got to score first.
And Hill travels with the basketball. Coach Sykes told me he had Brock Hill for about half of the summer. He was dedicated to football, but he was still able to get him for half of a summer.
I still think his contribution to the team is going to be more than just basketball skills. He's such a good communicator. I thought when things maybe got a little out of hand in practice, he kind of was out there on the court and got the players on the court to relax. And he knows what Coach Sykes wants.
And a reach-in foul is going to be called on Jayante Bryant, just into the lineup, a 5'10 sophomore.
And that's what Coach Sykes wants, to be more aggressive. Certainly not the foul, but to be more aggressive. Go after the basketball if they show it to you.
Lob it inside. That was Simpson. Leaner. Doesn't go by Williams, and the Tigers again with an opportunity to take the lead. Ware drives inside.
That's a good finish. He's able to get to the paint. If he can finish, they're going to be difficult.
First 2 points of the game for Maurice Ware, and the Tigers with a 1-point lead. Three in the air by Bowen, and he's got 2 in the first quarter. That one was a 3. The first one was a 2. I'm sorry, he's got 2 threes. And he's got all 6 of the Generals' points. And I can hear the defensive coaches now. You got to make sure that you get out and get a hand up for number 4.
Yeah. He's coming off down screens, and Senior High's getting stuck in those down screens, so they're going to have to do a better job communicating, either switching or getting through the down screen.
That time he puts a runner up. It doesn't go, but the offensive rebound by Javar Simpson does.
And that's something that Wooster has done well over the years, offensive rebound.
Duke Reese, who is now into the lineup, and he stepped on the sideline.
Coach Sykes right away is telling him, extend, get up, pressure.
Jack Williams has it stripped away. It's poked out of bounds, but Jayante Bryant applying the defensive pressure.
Good recovery by Jayante to get back and get a hand on the ball and not let him get it up to the rim.
Nice block by Elias Owens and Maurice Ware at the other end. And Ware now with 4. And the Tigers pulled within 2. You get a different sense from this Tiger team than the one we saw a year ago.
Yeah, I think so far they're playing much harder than they did often what we saw last year. When you play hard, good things have a better chance of happening.
Dossie with the right hand. Dossie with his first 2. And Elias Owens is in the scoring column as well.
Now, his nickname is Lala, and I think that's what we've got to go with over Christmas, over the holidays.
Okay.
That's what everybody calls him, and it is the holiday season.
Dossie misfires from long range, but an offensive rebound by McKee, and he loses the handle, and reaching for the basketball is Duke Reese, and the tie-up will go to the Generals. Well, more than one Tiger has a nickname on this roster. You've got Chunky Haney, number 11.
Who's anything but chunky.
And my favorite, Amon Fat Man Thomas.
And that should be my nickname.
All knocked away, but again, you see the hands and the movement of the defenders for the Tigers.
And we're just over 6 minutes into the game. Already 9 players have been in the game for Senior High. So Marquise is playing his bench.
Tigers clear the rebound after the miss by Caleb Scott. Ware tried to go inside looking for Owens, and he actually tried to throw it through one of the Generals.
Yeah, I don't know if that had a chance to get through, but
Lindsay to inbound under the Tiger basket. 1:38 to go in the first quarter. Tigers down by 2. The opening game for both teams.
You'll notice Jack Williams, who's guarding Maurice Ware. When Maurice gets the ball, Williams is trying to cut down penetration. He's playing off of it.
At the other end, a layup with the left hand by Jack Williams. 4 different Generals have scored, and their lead is up to 4.
See how he's playing off? He just wants to cut down penetration first, give up the perimeter shot second.
Long pass down to Williams, who launches a 3. And the backside rebound collected by Caleb Scott, but he draws the foul. Generals aren't shy about shooting the basketball. Caleb Scott, a 6'3 junior.
And it's his second, team's third.
Well, and that's the second foul for Duke Reese, so they'll get him out of the lineup.
For Wooster. Coming into the game for Mansfield Senior, number 0, Miles Bradley.
Miles Bradley checks back in for the Tigers as Reese will sit down with the two personals. Maurice Ware getting a break as well as the aforementioned Chunky Haney back in the lineup.
And we saw Haney make some big shots last year. He might be, now they say Maurice Ware has improved his shooting, but Chunky Haney might be the best perimeter shooter they have.
And almost on cue, he hits from inside the lane, but we're going to have a foul, and it's going to go back. The Generals will get it. Foul was on Amon Thomas. That's his first. Thomas just into the lineup.
Senior High doing a little run and jump, trying to turn in the backcourt, doing a little run and jump off their man.
Well, and a foul on Lindsay as the ball got through the passing lane and then he just kind of slapped at it. But when you have this and you can go this deep in your bench, your guys are fresher and you can ask them to do a lot more defensively. Right. There's a good look at Mike Snowbarger, the head coach of the Wooster Generals. And he knew coming into this matchup, even though the Tigers have struggled the last couple of years, he knew that his team was going to have their hands full tonight.
Oh, there's no question. Playing here at Pete Henry, number 1, is never easy. An advantage Senior High has, besides playing 13 players, 12-13, a bench, they should be in better basketball shape. They've been on the basketball court longer than Wooster has been.
Foul is on Amon Thomas. That's his first. And a whistle away from the wall and a offensive foul.
I think
or it's a travel on the
I think
key.
They got a travel right there.
Okay.
So we're going to see Senior High in a half-court set.
Ware. Long distance by Haney. Rims out, but Ware's there for the offensive rebound. Inside to Green. And that is going to do it. The Tigers trail Wooster 14-10 as we head to the second quarter. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Wooster, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Tigers down by 4 as we start the second quarter. And, Coach, if you're Marquis Sykes, I think you have to be pleased, other than the turnovers, with what you saw in the first quarter.
Yeah, you're pleased that you're getting some defensive pressure. Like you talked about earlier, maybe you have to get a hand in the face of the shooters, have to get through screens better. But offensively, again, need to have somebody knock down perimeter shot. That's going to open up the inside if they can knock down perimeter shots. Though senior high, especially Maurice Ware, has had some good fortune in getting to the paint. Here's another one.
Green misfires again Thomas, from inside.
It was good dribble penetration, a good pass. Just got to be able to convert inside. We talked about that in pregame, being able to finish at the basket.
Out of bounds, the Generals with a turnover.
And again, that was one of those because of Mansfield's defense. Mansfield was good on the ball pressure, caused the turnover.
Blake Bowen leads Wooster with 6 points. And for the Tigers, Maurice Ware with 4. Ware from the baseline.
Nice jump shot. Maurice Ware, he loves that right side. Dribble hard, about 10 feet. Tough shot. Elevate, hit it.
Pulls the Tigers to within 2. That's a tough shot, too, off balance.
That is. The advantage he has is his strength and his athletic ability to jump over the defense.
And at the other end, Dawsey with a jumper from the elbow.
He's one of the returning veterans, and that was another great shot. Hand in his face, put up a good shot and made it.
Ware loses the handle, and it goes into the hands of Zachary Harpster.
Well, you notice anytime Maurice Ware gets the ball, they're getting everybody else to the paint, trying to help on dribble penetration.
Going to call an offensive foul on Blake Bowen. And again, the second charge taken here in the first half. And as a former defensive coach, those are the plays that I love to see. And that tells me that my guys are really engaged defensively and looking to make things happen.
Oh, and again, I think that's, they did a lot of that last year. But again, because of the pressure this year, you need to have people step in and take charges. Pressure is going to force teams to dribble penetrate.
And at the other end, the Tigers are going to give it back. So they commit another turnover as they try to trim this 4-point lead.
My count, that's turnover number 9. And again, you made the comment that they're going to have more turnovers when they play fast. Yeah, they are. But I don't think they're happy with 9 this early in the second quarter.
That had the recipe for disaster, and the Tigers come up with it. And one of the Tigers is a little slow to get up. Nathaniel Haney, I saw a collision coming here, but fortunately, I think Bradley just got him with his arm, and Haney's going to go sit down. Emil Upchurch comes back into the lineup. Malachi Johnson in as well. Now he tries the runner on the left side. But Upchurch there with an offensive rebound.
Nice rebound by Emil Upchurch. He's a high jumper. He's a good athlete. He went inside, got a great offensive board.
Now there's some defense at the other end. And now the Tigers with an opportunity to tie it with a 2 or take the lead with a 3.
I don't think the Wooster people were happy with that. From my angle, I couldn't tell if that was goaltending or not. Either way, it was a heck of a play by Maurice Ware. And we've seen him do that before.
Now, if we can get another look at that play. It is hard to tell from that angle if he pinned it or not, but so the Generals will get the ball.
Good athletic play.
We'll just say it was a good no call.
There you go.
And Bradley goes for the basketball and draws the foul. McKee, who has not scored, he averaged 11 points a game last year. He was the only General who scored in double figures as a returning player, and he has yet to score tonight.
Senior
and he commits the foul.
Senior High did a great job of trapping off the ball screen and then rotating to the open man, running through the passing lane and getting a steal.
Upchurch with a strong take inside, and he draws the foul. Foul's going to be called on Bowen, and that's his second.
I think at your senior high, one thing you want to get away from in the half-court offense is too much catching and dribbling in one place. I think we saw some of that last year at times. You want ball movement. If you catch it, you have dribble penetration, great. But don't just catch it and start dribbling.
Upchurch splits the pair. He's now got 3. And it's a 1-point ball game. This going out of bounds, going back to the Tigers.
3 minutes into the second quarter, and I have Wooster for 4 turnovers this quarter. Defensive pressure.
Wooster with only 2 points in this quarter. Ware with a floater. And McKee skies for the rebound. Seeing a lot more aggressive Maurice Ware at the offensive end of the floor.
Nice pass.
Inside. And 2 more for Javar Simpson. He now has 4.
Very nice pass. Great job of getting out of the double team to make that pass.
Upchurch with a drive, and they're going to call the block or the charge. Looks like a block. And Upchurch will go back to the line. Upchurch was a 63% free throw shooter a year ago. He's already 1 for 2.
High school, it's always tough to tell. In college, that's an easy call because you can't have help side defense underneath the basket inside the circle taking a charge. High school, that's difficult call to make.
Now that's bad news for the Generals. Bowen, who has 6 points, he has 3 fouls. So he's going to have to come out, and the sophomore, Luke Snowbarger, checks in. And if that name sounds familiar, it's because his dad is also the head coach. Tigers now with a turnover and a chance to take the lead. Ware from just inside the free throw line. Ware now with 8. The Tigers up by 1. And quickly at the other end, Dossie answers with a 3.
And that's outstanding. He beat the defense down the court. Pull up, hard pull up at the 3-point line.
Ware at the other end.
Yeah. I asked if Maurice Ware extended his range. That shot looked good.
There you go. And an offensive foul, and it's going to go back to the Tigers as they look to add to a 1-point lead. Maurice Ware with 11 in the first half, and he is jacked up.
I know that Jake Furr in our news journal has Maurice as maybe the player to look at as the MVP in our area this year. If he can hit that shot 30% from the 3-point line, he's going to be very, very dangerous.
Javar Simpson with a block, and here come the Generals in transition, and he blocks another one. And a jump ball, the possession arrow goes to Wooster, and Maurice Ware putting on a clinic on both sides of the floor. You knew that was coming. He was timing that up.
Some players want to step in and take a charge. Others just want to jump up and block it.
Now, which one of those were you?
I pretended like I didn't see it coming.
Jack Williams gets 2 more for the Generals. They're back up by 1. We've got a ball game here.
Both teams are playing hard. Last possession, just miscommunication by the Tigers. But they're playing hard, and that's what you like to see. You like to see the 10 kids out on the court giving it everything they got.
And a timeout on the floor.
I think we need that more than they do.
Oh, I tell you what, it has been an entertaining first quarter and a half here. The Tigers, as we take a look at the block once again. And Maurice Ware with 11 points in the first half. The Generals are up by 1. Now, as we mentioned at the beginning of the game, the last couple of years have been the Generals kind of dominating the OCC, but they're trying to catch that team in Mansfield Senior that's already got 9 titles in the OCC, and they're trying to rattle off that 3rd in a row, but I think they're going to find out tonight that it's going to be tough to get that 3rd in a row.
Well, I think there's some pretty good teams in the conference this year. The little that I know about it, I think there's some parity among maybe Lexington, Ashland, Mansfield, and
let's not forget
Wooster.
Madison. I think Madison could surprise some people.
I thought they played well last week. You're right. But the one thing we know about Wooster is they're going to get better again. You hope all your teams do, but because they've only been out for a couple of weeks, they're going to be better here as the season progresses.
Haney with a shot fake.
Nice move.
Tigers down by 1. McKee on Brock Hill. And I'll tell you what the Generals are finding out as the foul is committed against Mansfield Senior. There are no easy looks at the basket.
No, there isn't. Right at that time, getting McKee, who's 6'4", just trying to use his height back in the defense and jump over Brock and get the foul and get a chance to go to the free throw line.
Misses the first one. Again, he averaged 11 points a game a year ago. He is their main offensive threat, although tonight Bowen with 2 threes, Dawsey with 7. And he splits the pair for his first point of the ball game, and he puts the Generals back up by 2. Where
Deep.
at the other end? What do you say?
Well, I say that's a deep 3, pretty dang good shot. Nice ball movement.
3 and a misfire. It goes out of bounds. It will go to the Tigers. And just as we talked about the Generals getting the lead back, Maurice Ware says, well, not so fast. Ware now with 14. And the Tigers up by 1.
Now what do you tell Jack Williams, who's guarding Maurice Ware? Hey, cut down penetration or get out and pressure. I still say cut down penetration. He's so good at getting to the hoop.
Like that?
Like that.
And he got fouled. So Ware will go to the line for the first time tonight. He was a 64% free throw shooter last year. Averaged almost 12 a game. He's got 14 in the first half. I think he was the one player that Marquis Sykes knew what he could get out of him.
I think so, and he knew from the summer how much he'd progressed, and right now his shot from the perimeter does look good. You asked before the game, where's the scoring going to come from? I
think we answered that question.
I think so.
Well, he makes them both.
And he might be the only player. I don't think he sat down yet.
No.
I think everybody else.
Well, I think he sat down briefly at the end of the first quarter.
Okay.
Tigers up by 3. And a baseline jumper by Scott doesn't go, and the Tigers can add. Haney.
Nice pass.
And Brock Hill in the scoring column. Hill now with 4, and the Tigers with their largest lead, it's up to 5. Tough shot from the foul line, doesn't go, but Haney is there to clear the miss. Hill for 3. Oh! You're living right when you get those bounces.
Oh, exactly.
Tigers up by 8. We're under a minute to go in the half. And Marquis Sykes on the sideline. It almost looks like he wants to get out there and play.
I bet he does.
There you see Bradley applying the heat defensively.
And I think this run by Senior High all started about the time that Blake Bowen had to go to the bench. in foul trouble.
So Caleb Scott will go to the line after the foul committed by Miles Bradley. Scott 2 for 2 from the stripe already. Owens checks in for the Tigers. Malachi Johnson in as well. And this is a good recipe for wearing teams down.
Exactly, especially a team that hadn't had a chance to condition as much as they would like. And because of that, I think Wooster has been playing a lot more half-court defense than trying to pick up full court.
Ware with 16.
I think Coach Sykes is thinking, hey, we had momentum going. Let's get the last shot. If we can get a basket here at the end, and now they're going to get a chance to go to the line and shoot 2.
Williams picks up the foul. That's his second, so he's got 2. Blake Bowen has 3. And Maurice Ware, all he has done in the first half, 16 points. He's 2 for 2 from the stripe. He's hit a couple threes, and he's had 2 highlight reel block shots. Tigers now 6 of 7 from the line.
And
I jinxed him.
Yep.
They're up by 9, and another foul is going to be called on Miles Bradley. That'll be his second. So McKee at the line with 1 point. He's 1 for 2 from the stripe.
Coming into the game for Mansfield Senior.
Some of these Wooster kids, do their names sound familiar from football? I would assume many of them, if they only got one scrimmage in because of the so many football kids out there.
Well, and you hear this all the time about getting their basketball legs under them. It's different conditioning.
It is. Everything is so specific. You're right. You know, you can run cross country, and that's great for your cardio, but, you know, basketball is different. Football is different.
And McKee misses them both. But another turnover, but the ball is on the ground, and the Tigers are fighting for it, and that is what they have done, but they're going to call a travel as Jarmel Shaw just rolled around on the floor with the basketball, but you love the hustle.
Well, you do. And I saw J.J. Shaw last spring. Fortunately, he played for our AAU program. That kid, all he does. What a great kid. All he does is work hard.
5'6" senior, able to come in and give some minutes off the bench, as the reach is going to be called on Nathaniel Haney. Oh, they're going to give that to Hill. And that's his second. Drew Dawsey to the line. He's got 7. Now, one thing we've learned about the Generals over the last several years, they're not going to go away quietly.
No. They're going to come out and they're going to work hard in the second half. Again, conditioning is going to be a factor, though.
Here goes Ware with 3 seconds. Long 3. And that will do it. What a second quarter by the Tigers. They're up 33-26 as we head to the locker room at halftime. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Here we go now.
Here we go now.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Wooster, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Merry Christmas.
Welcome to the Frito Lay halftime show. I am Brian Harder along with Greg Collins, and we have got a good one here at Pete Henry. The Tigers with a 33-26 lead at the intermission. It was kind of a slow start for the Tigers. Wooster out to a 14-10 lead after one quarter, but the Tigers really cranked it up defensively, and they also got 17 points from Maurice Ware in the first half. They outscored Wooster 23-12 in the second, and now they lead 33-26. And as we take a look at the halftime numbers, we were talking about where's the offense going to come from for the Tigers. Well, I think we got our answer.
Well, there's no question. Maurice Ware is someone that can score, and if he can consistently, and I said 30%, well, I think he's 2 for 3 tonight. That's outstanding. But if he can knock down that perimeter shot, that's going to make it so difficult to clog up the middle for everybody else. He's going to be able to dribble penetrate. He's going to be able to find people, and those people are going to have dribble lanes available to him. So Maurice Ware offensively has just done a great job.
He leads all scorers with 17. Brock Hill has 7. For Wooster, Drew Dossie with 9 and Blake Bowen with 6. I guess the number that jumps out at me, he talked about, being a work in progress. They were already able to force 11 turnovers to a team in Worcester that handles pressure pretty well. They play against it every day in practice.
Well, they do, but Wooster had, I believe, 2 or 3 turnovers the first quarter and the rest of them in the second quarter. Is that maybe because they're a little fatigued? Is that maybe because of foul trouble? Whatever it is, if you're senior high, you want to keep that pressure on because Wooster didn't handle it late.
We saw last year Maurice Ware played. He played good, and he had spots where he looked like he could be a very good offensive player.
Right.
This year, he's looking for his shot. He can create for himself. He can create for other people, and you can just see that mindset is different for him this year.
Well, and when he went up for those 3-point shots, they just looked like great form, great follow through. Like, hey, he's been practicing that. Coach Sykes said he spent a lot of time during the summer shooting, during the fall shooting. It looked like it right there. I hope that the young man can continue that.
Tigers up by 7 as we continue here at halftime. We'll take a timeout. We'll come back with the third quarter right after this. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Here we go now.
Here we go now. Here we go now.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Wooster, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
We are back here at Pete Henry as we get ready to start the third quarter. The keys now for Wooster as they head into the second half. They got to figure out how to contain Maurice Ware.
Yeah, they got to decide. Are they going to, early on the game plan was cut down dribble penetration, stay off of him a little bit. Well, he knocks down a couple of threes. I still think, force him to shoot the perimeter shot with a hand in his face rather than get to the basket. Easier said than done.
Ware with 17 points in the first half. He drives, misses his first attempt of the second, but an offensive rebound by Bradley. And a travel by Brock Hill as he tried to kick it out. So the Tigers start the third quarter with a turnover.
And this is, I think, the key for senior high. Keep the pressure on. Whether Wooster wore down, whatever the reason, that second quarter ball handling, choices with the basketball was not good for Wooster.
McKee starts off the third quarter with a basket. That's his first field goal of the ball game.
And that was a good move. Good, strong move to the basket into the defense.
Ware with a step, and he gets fouled as he tried to split two defenders. And perhaps the same thing that we saw in the Crawford game early, maybe a set play by Mike Snowbarger to get Mike and McKee involved in the offense.
I wouldn't doubt it. Try to get him something going to the basket, and he was able to take advantage of it. And then you see again down here, just like the first half, when Maurice Ware gets the ball, Wooster tries to bring help over because they know he can penetrate. That time Maurice was able to get by the help defense and draw the foul.
Ware is now 3 for 4 from the line. And he splits the pair. He now has 18. And the Tigers' lead is 6. Dawsey has it blocked. The third block of the game for Maurice Ware.
That was a great switch coming off a ball screen and trying to get the shot up, but Ware switched on it and able to get a hand on the shot.
Dawsey has really extended his role. Another foul is going to be called on Brock Hill. And Mike Snowbarger was very excited about the idea of heading into this season with Dawsey, his returning point guard. And that position is just so valuable on your basketball team.
It is, especially when you have a young team, inexperienced team like they do.
And on cue, he pulls up from 3 and misses, but Ware is there for the rebound, but he jumps out of bounds. But I think they're going to give him a timeout. And as we continue the thought on the point guard, you think back to the years that you were coaching, and here and at Lexington. The two that jump out at me is the one who's coaching over there for the Tigers, and also Buck Morton down at Lexington.
Well, Buck Morton obviously was outstanding at Lexington, and Marquise was, when I first got here, he was my point guard from his sophomore year on. But you look down at that coaching staff, Jacob Owens, outstanding point guard right here. Johnny Brooks, outstanding point guard right here. Again, I think it's the most valuable position on the court. It's an extension of the coach. It's the one, obviously, offensively, they have the ball in their hands more than anybody else. And defensively, they're going to set the tone. So if you have a good point guard, that's going to help everybody else.
Now, how important is it that your point guard is a scorer?
Well, it depends on what else you have. We had Antonio Graves as a point guard. We didn't have a lot of scoring outside of him. So, yeah, we needed him to score, but it really depends on what you have.
Well, what the Tigers have now is Maurice Ware.
Getting right to the basket, and I'm sure that's what Wooster wants to stay away from.
He's got
him on
20.
the perimeter.
And he's also doing things at the defensive end of the floor, ball out of bounds, but it goes to the Tigers. And I think the point guard position might be the most valuable position on any basketball team.
Yeah, I agree. It's, you have a good point guard. You have someone that's an extension of the coach. It's going to make life easier for everybody else.
Well, and if you have playmakers like a Maurice Ware, you've got someone who can set him up and get him the ball.
Right, and he's a good ball handler himself, but yeah, exactly right.
Upchurch thought about the 3, but the Generals very sound in the half court defensively. Ware with a step back, and McKee with the rebound. Tigers pushing. Here's Ware at the other end, and it's out of bounds. And talking about that point guard, as Dawsey chases it down and knocks it out of bounds. Ware a little slow to get up.
Anytime Maurice wants to get his shot off, he certainly can, because he has such good elevation on his jump shot. There's nobody on the court here that can keep him from shooting it.
Bradley misfires, and both teams now in a little bit of a cold stretch here in the third quarter. Well, that's ended for Blake Bowen, his third three of the ball game. He's got 9.
And he's one that's probably been rested. He's been on the bench a little bit with foul trouble.
Kerryon Lindsey gets his first 2, and the lead is back to 7. And McKee a little out of control, but he's going to get bailed out. So far, when the Generals have put together some kind of a run, the Tigers have been able to answer.
Yeah, and that was a good answer right there. Again, when you play pressure defense like Senior High is trying to do, you're prone to have runs. You're prone to where, yeah, you're going to give up some easy baskets at times, but then you're going to create some easy baskets for yourself. Nice out-of-bounds play, nice set. It just can't finish.
Caleb Scott thought he was fouled. And Haney at the other end. And they're going to call travel. And that was the one thing that Marquis Sykes told me about Nathaniel Haney is as hard as he plays, sometimes he gets a little out of control.
Right. And he's only a sophomore. That's going to come with a little bit more experience.
Dossie being guarded by Brock Hill. Nice, strong move by the senior. He's now in double figures with 11. And Hill tries to answer at the other end. And the Generals get it back. Dossie for 3. And this is what Marquis Sykes told me about. It can look a little chaotic at times.
And this early in the season especially. Turnover number 4 in the quarter.
Dossie is going to go to the line as he draws the foul by Emil Upchurch, and Dossie's slow to get up.
Well, first quarter, remember, Senior High was a little sloppy. They had a lot of turnovers. Second quarter, for whatever reason, I think maybe a little fatigue. Wooster had turnovers. Senior High was able to force them into some. So far this quarter, Senior Highs have the turnovers. And a couple of them have been forced turnovers where they just have to do a better job of handling the basketball, better decision making.
That's his first miss from the line tonight. He's now 2 for 3. He's got 11 points. The third foul for Emil Upchurch, so he will sit down. As Marquis Sykes continues to rotate players in.
Dosey still doesn't seem like he's moving well. He hit the floor pretty hard there.
Dossie splits the pair. He's now got 12, and the lead for the Tigers is now cut to 4. Haney pulls up from about 12. It doesn't go. And Thomas with an offensive rebound. 1st and 10, Generals.
Uh-oh, shooter.
Yep. But an offensive rebound put back up and in by Jack Williams. And don't look now, the Tigers' lead is cut to 2 on an offensive rebound. And a second chance opportunity for the Generals, and they capitalize. And while the second quarter belonged to the Tigers, the third, it's been a pretty good start for Wooster.
And again, it's been some turnovers on Mansfield, but you notice, I think Wooster is doing something tonight that I doubt they're going to continue the entire season doing, and that's playing a lot of half-court defense. Inexperience, again, lack of an opportunity to condition. Coach Stoneberger is doing a good job of just saying, hey, let's get back and play half-court defense right now, force Senior High to run some half-court offense, and Wooster obviously doing a better job this quarter handling the basketball not letting Senior High have any run-outs for easy points.
Well, and I don't think it was an accident that the Tigers did very well in that second quarter. They had been rotating guys, and those guys had fresher legs, and Wooster got a little tired in the quarter.
And we're going to see if that holds true in the fourth quarter tonight. But you're right. That's the one other benefit of playing a lot of kids.
Ware out to Haney for three. And look at the Tigers for the offensive rebound as they continue to fight on the offensive glass. And Elias Owens is going to go to the line. 3 white jerseys were under the basket.
You saw again when Maurice Ware got the ball, there were 5 guys close to the paint helping to cut down penetration. He kicked it out to Haney, and that's where Senior High can become so effective if they can hit that perimeter shot from a kick out.
Owens only a sophomore. So again, there's a lot of youth on this roster that Marquis Sykes can draw from, and they're getting some valuable minutes.
And I heard about this sophomore class when they were in junior high. People had high expectations for them, and you're right. There are a lot of sophomores playing.
Oh, it goes out of bounds off of Dossie, and I love the intensity that Maurice Ware plays with. Gets excited at the offensive end, but he gets even more excited at the defensive end. Haney to Thomas.
Nice pass.
Thomas with his first bucket of the night. The lead is back up to 5. Scott, and they're going to call a block.
Oh, they give a continuation. That was like NBA. I wasn't sure he was going up for it until afterwards. Yeah.
Wow.
That was kind to the young man. Every time the clock stops, Wooster Generals, who again, I keep bringing up the lack of an opportunity to condition. Every time the clock stops, it gives them a chance to catch their breath, gives them a chance to get collected on what they want to do, which I assume is going to be fall back and half-court defense.
Ware clears the miss from the Caleb Scott free throw. The lead is now 3. Haney looked inside. Owens. It's a tough shot on the right baseline. Inside to Scott, and he is immediately swarmed under.
Great hustle both ways.
Now they're going to call a foul. I think it's going to be on Wooster.
Did he call a foul or a timeout? Timeout?
Yeah, the timeout is going to be called with 2:04 to go in the third quarter. The Tigers with a 41-38 lead. Brian Harder along with Greg Collins, and this is a pretty good matchup for the first game of the season, and I think both of these coaches are going to get a pretty good idea of what they're going to have to work with as they head into the regular season.
I think you're right. Again, we can't stress enough, both teams are going to get better as the season progresses, but the one thing you want to see your kids do is play hard. First and foremost, play hard, and then we can start talking about skill development, start talking about a game plan. And both teams are playing hard.
Well, speaking of skill development, Maurice Ware with 20. He has been the bulk of the offense for the Tigers, but they have gotten contributions from other guys as well. Brock Hill with 7. And then they've gotten 4 or 5 guys that have just gotten basket here, basket there, so they're getting contributions off their bench.
They are. And again, when you play 12, you're probably not going to have a lot of double-digit scores besides maybe just one of Maurice Ware.
Jack Williams now with 8, and Wooster to within 1. Haney with a runner. He got a good look, and he battled for the offensive rebound and then poked it away. Now we talk about a highlight reel defensive play for Micah McKee for the Generals, and they can take the lead. Although Haney missed that shot, the battle for the rebound at the other end of the floor. The Tigers are just relentless.
And that's just, again, playing hard. Nathan Haney, he penetrated well. We'd like to see our guys finish a little bit better, but, hey, it opens up. If somebody penetrates and help defense comes, it opens up rebounding lanes.
Where were they?
Tough
have
shot
an
on a runner.
off-balance shot inside the free throw line, up ahead to Bowen.
I think he was too close.
Yeah. Thomas loses the handle. Giante O'Brien, though, comes away with it and tried to. Little pass over to Thomas. It goes out of bounds, and it goes to the Generals. Luke Snowbarger checks back into the Wooster lineup. Brock Hill back in for the Tigers.
I wouldn't be surprised now that they're back in the game, Wooster, with just under a minute to go. If they don't just hold the ball for the last shot. Well, they can't.
Well, Dossie lost the handle and got tied up with Brock Hill. And it will go to the Generals.
I think if you're Wooster, you'd like to if you're Coach Snowbarger, you'd like to give your kids as much of a chance to rest as possible. 3 timeouts they're going to have in the fourth period.
McKee.
Nice up
tough
and under.
Up and under because Ware was all over him. Officials letting them play. Ware with 20 points, only 1 foul and another turnover. Up ahead to Dossie. And I'll tell you what, Ware didn't get the block, but Dossie thought about him.
I was going to say, yeah, he knew who was there.
Leaner inside, a whistle and a foul. Here we take a look at this, and Dossie knew that Maurice Ware had a bead on that shot, but McKee able to follow. Giante O'Brien, the 5'10 sophomore at the line. He averaged a couple points a game a year ago. O'Brien, one of the outstanding football players for the Tigers.
Another sophomore, another guard.
I mean, when you think about it over the years, the Tigers they've had some good big men here. They've had Sean Tucker. They've had DePriest Owens.
Yep.
But most of the coaches, I would think their bread and butter was their guards.
Oh, I think senior high is so often they've had good guards.
Simpson bats the ball out of bounds. You go back to the Joe Pratt's days, and even when you were here, I mean, you had a plethora of guards at your disposal at the time that you were here.
And has some good big men. Jonathan Avery comes to mind right away.
Brock Hill with a shot fake.
Oh.
Well, the Generals make it interesting, but the Tigers will take a 1-point lead into the fourth quarter. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. If you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Wooster, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Well, the Tigers only had 10 points in the first quarter. They only had 10 points in the third quarter, and they take a 1-point lead into the final 8 minutes.
I think Wooster's half-court defense late in the second quarter, here in the third period, has been effective.
Now they'll call a foul on Zachary Harpster.
What's surprising, they've played some half-court defense, but they've still been able to create some turnovers and get at some runouts. Nice pass.
And a nice block
defense
by McKee. Well, McKee hasn't scored, but he's been a presence defensively. And Maware chases down the long rebound. And McKee in there fighting, and that's what the Generals will do. And I believe, if that's on Bradley, it's his third.
You're not going to see too many people take the ball away from Miles Bradley.
No.
He's a strong young man. That time, McKee was just able to do it.
They don't whistle him for a foul, so he still just has 2. Blake Bowen back in with 9 points. Dawsey from the elbow.
A step-back shot, difficult shot, but good offensive rebound by Bowen.
Timeout called, a full timeout called by the Generals. Brian Harder, Greg Collins from Pete Henry. We've got a good one here. The Tigers with a 1-point lead, 43-42. The Tigers were under 500 a year ago, and they're trying to avoid that this season. And I tell you what, I like the looks of this team, and I know that Coach Sykes did not want to get people and the fans and the media excited, but kept talking about their work in progress. But if they continue to improve from what we're seeing tonight, this is not a 500 team.
Oh, there's no question. They're playing hard. They're doing some really good things. I really think some changes that they made from last year, you can see them. I think they're being successful. Yeah, they're maybe a little loose with the basketball tonight. You made the comment that's going to happen when you play faster. Yes, it is, but that's going to improve. We hope that it improves during the season. The big question mark I had was, can they shoot from the perimeter? Now, Maurice Ware has proven that he can. Now, you know, I'm a little selfish. I want to get another one.
Mm-hmm.
And then if you get 2, you want to get 3. But if they can develop a good perimeter shooting team, boy, they're going to be tough. They're going to be tough. They are deep, as you can see. They play hard.
Well, and let me clarify. When I said this is not a 500 team, I meant this is far over being 500 as Deontay O'Brien gets 2. And a foul at the other end. I think this team has, they can exceed 500 and then some. As we take a look at the miss, or the make, by.
But as we talked about earlier, Ashland is certainly going to be in contention. Lexington's going to be in contention. Obviously, Wooster tonight. And then we were both impressed with Madison last week. They played hard. They're a much better basketball team than I think I've seen the last couple of years.
Well, I'll tell you what, that sets up for a lot of very, very good showdowns in the OCC this season.
That's nice when you don't have any give-me's, or very few, if any, give-me's.
Owens has it batted away. Back to Ware, who thought about the 3, and then gets hammered by Javar Simpson. The fans didn't like it. Yeah, that's a foul.
Anytime you go for a block and you follow through, that's pretty much you're going to foul every time. The one concern if I'm Coach Schnellberger is he's only got 2 timeouts left. And again, I really feel Senior High's run there in the second period, a lot of it was attributed to Wooster maybe getting a little fatigued. Now he's only got 2 timeouts for rest, to break a run, whatever it might be.
Lead back up to 4. Dawsey. Off balance, doesn't go. Bradley clears the rebound, and again, Dawsey is slow to get up, and some of that just might be exhaustion.
Well, exactly. You know, he's running full court as hard as he can. That's tough.
And Bradley was trying to kick it out to Brock Hill, and instead he passed it to his coach, who wasn't happy about it. He doesn't want to play that bad.
No. Not when you have a deep bench.
Although I think Coach Sykes got some miles left on those tires.
Oh, I bet you $1 he can go in right now and be a key player.
Jar Simpson now with 7. And Wooster back to within 2.
Yeah, I think it's anybody's ball game right now. Which team is going to get the easy baskets, the easy points?
Hill for 3. And a couple backside rebounds don't go. An offensive putback and a foul, and it's again the Tigers relentless on the offensive glass. The offensive rebound by Owens.
He's done a nice job tonight on the offensive glass.
That's the 6th team foul for the Generals. Mike Snowbarger, the head coach of the Generals. Owens at the line with 3.
And a little bit ago I said, which team gets the easy points? I consider free throws easy points. I mean, you should be a good free throw shooting team. You hope your players are good free throw shooters. These are easy points. These are give-me's. You got to take advantage when you go to the free throw line.
He misses them both, but Ware is there for the offensive rebound, and the Tigers reset.
Nice
pass. Give inside to Owens. And Ware tried for a block at the other end. Bradley with the rebound.
There we go, out and running.
Up ahead to Owens. Owens now with 7, and the lead is back to 6.
And he's got a couple of guys to thank for those beautiful passes.
Well, and what I like, as soon as the Tigers get it, they're looking for transition and looking to push it up the floor.
They are.
Yeah, you talked about easy points from the free throw line. Those are easy ones as well.
Yeah, pretty much you're going to make the layups, I hope, when they're not contested.
I think I might even have a layup in me.
Yeah, there you go. I know what you mean. Still 4.5 minutes to go, but, it's getting down to where Wooster, some big possessions here.
McKee with an offensive rebound and a foul on the Tigers.
Now, Wooster has a chance to go to the free throw line and get a couple of give-me's, and also give them a chance to drop back and get their half-court defense set. The last time in their half-court defense, Maurice Ware was able to penetrate almost to the basket, but he was making the post defense help inside out, which is a no-no, and then he made a nice pass inside for Owens.
Well, the Generals, though, with the wrong guy at the line. McKee, 1 of 4. He's got 5 points. I think that's true.
Well, so far you're 0 for tonight. When you say a guy's hot, he misses. And
I'm pointing to what Adam has put up there. I could make a layup.
Yeah. Adam is so sarcastic.
He is.
I tell you. Is everybody from Ashland like that?
Well, but you live there.
Yeah.
Ware able to shake Williams. Oh. I'll tell you what, he's fun to watch.
That was a tremendous shot.
Ware now with 24, and he pushes the Tigers back up by 7. And Dawsey chases down the miss, kicks it in the corner. Williams for 3. And here go the Tigers again in transition.
This isn't pretty.
And a jump ball. Possession goes to Wooster. Work in progress. But you got to love that all the guys going for the basketball. Let's see how many guys touch this on this possession. There's 1. There's 2. There's 3, 4, 5, and 6 by the time it's all said and done. Now, I would have been standing on the baseline just watching all of that.
I know
just
what
let
you
me
mean.
know
Exactly.
who gets the ball when you're done.
Yeah. I'm sure that's what coaches will talk about in film study. All right, let's see who's
harder?
Not in that picture.
It's like the ball had Vaseline on it.
Well, it'll be interesting to see if they have some sets. And again, with the limited time Wooster's had to practice, who knows how many sets, if any, they have in. But this might be a time they want to get the ball to a shooter. You know, does Blake Bowen, number 4, does she still have the hot hand? But a big possession for Wooster.
And Dawsey lays it up and in.
Too easy. Let him get right to the basket.
Dawsey now with 14.
And what Wooster is doing is face guarding Maurice Ware. So Senior High said, well, we'll just pull it out here a little bit and make you come out and guard everybody.
Ball tapped out of bounds, and they're going to say it went off of Carry-On Lindsay. Well, the dangerous part about this is Wooster is close enough.
Exactly.
It's only a 5-point game with 3 minutes to go.
And they have a couple of guys that are proven scorers, and one guy tonight, Blake Bowen, who I think is going to be a scorer for him, has a nice shot.
Dawsey leads them with 14, and there's Bowen.
So if I'm Senior High, I certainly don't want to slow the game down, but you want to take care of the basketball.
Another turnover, and it goes back to the Generals. Trying to go inside to Scott, and he was glued to the block. And Lindsay wisely slows it up.
That was a heady play. Didn't look like he had anything. Yeah, it was a 2-on-1, but, you know, in this situation right now, time and score, pull it out, run your offense. Not a bad idea to get the ball to Maurice Ware.
And Ware drives to the basket. Well, I don't know what you can say. 26 points. He had 24 at Wooster a year ago. Tries to split a couple of defenders. They're going to call a reach in. And watch this at the other end. So much for taking the air out of the ball. And he went around Caleb Scott, who was trying to take the charge.
And I think he did. He didn't charge. He did. He good footwork to get around, and he elevates so high.
Jack Williams at the line, first time tonight. Williams with 8. And now if you're Wooster, you want to get points with the clock stopped, and they cannot take advantage of the opportunity. And the Tigers are going to wisely eat up some of this clock with 1:44 to go. The Generals with 16 fouls. Haney. And Ware. What do you say? The exclamation point on the night for Maurice Ware. And who sprints down to the other end to play D? 28 points for Maurice Ware with the exclamation point with the highlight dunk.
And then he leads the cheering section. But do you think he got up right there, Brian?
He got up a little bit.
Yeah.
He got up a little bit. Now, He's listed at 6'2", so you know what that means.
Yeah.
He's probably 6'1"-ish.
Probably, you're right.
He will go to the line. Watch how high he gets off the floor. 28 points, and he'll go to the line. What a play by Maurice Ware. Marquise Sykes going, hey, I want you to slow it down. What are you doing?
Do we practice that?
This has been a coming out party for Maurice Ware. And an offensive rebound by Miles Bradley. What? They're still buzzing about the dunk here at Pete Henry.
Now, I'm torn. You're going to have to decide who the MVP is tonight. I just don't know.
Yeah. This might be the easiest MVP we've ever picked.
And you might have your highlight.
I might even let Adam pick this one. Blake Bowen at the line. He's got 3 threes tonight. And they have gone cold from the free throw line, and Ware is fouled. Now, I've seen a lot of dunks over the years at Pete Henry. There have been a lot of guys that can get up. I don't know if I've ever seen one as spectacular as that.
Yeah, that was a pretty good one. That was a 10 on a 10-point scale, yeah, I guess.
Maurice Ware goes to the line. And he misfires the front end of a 1-and-1, but Miles Bradley fighting for the rebound. The ball will stay with the Tigers. And that's what Miles Bradley does.
Right.
You know, I asked Marquise Sykes if he was going to rely on Miles Bradley for more offense, and he said that's not his role. He said he's a defender. He will draw the best defensive assignment, and he's a rebounder.
Yeah, he'll get it. He's willing to get his nose dirty inside. And, you know, you need players like that. When you get players that play like that play hard all the time, you know, it rubs off. And I think with the style that Mansfield's trying to play, having Maurice right there, having Brock Hill, you know, that just brings so much to the table. I know Brock hit a 3, but I don't think they're relying on those two guys for a lot of scoring.
Ware makes the first one, and he's looking for 30 with the next one. A career high for Maurice Ware, and I have a feeling that's not going to be the first time that phrase is going to be said this year.
And I think he's also going to sleep well tonight.
I think he's going to be very, very tired young man.
He's played a lot of minutes. He's run the court.
Got 30. And the Tigers up by 11. Dawsey with nowhere to go.
Ooh.
And that's an over and back.
Yeah, they just missed that one.
Dawsey puts up a 3. And it's fitting that Maurice Ware clears the rebound.
Uh-oh.
And that's going to be a foul as they're going to call the pick on Miles Bradley. It was a good idea.
Yeah. And Miles is going, now what the heck? I did that all fall.
I did that in football. Watch the screen right there.
Yeah. Now tell me what I'm supposed to do now. But you know the one thing it does tell me, he's unselfish.
He is. He is very unselfish.
He tried to do a play to get his teammate another highlight play.
Well, some of the fans starting to head to the exits here with 28 seconds to go, and the Tigers are going to start the season with an exciting win.
And they held Wooster to 6 points in the fourth quarter.
And that will do it. The Tigers with a 59-48 win over the reigning OCC champions. We'll be back with the Frito Lay postgame show after this. You're watching boys high school basketball live and free exclusively on the OH Report.
Here we go now.
Here we go now. Here we go now.
Welcome to Richland County's first artificial intelligence ATM. And if you car dance to the song you're listening to now, I will give you $50. See, that's something an ATM can never do.
Oh my gosh, are you serious?
Oh, we're serious.
Gosh, that's awesome. Thank you.
Thank you. We hope your day is a little bit better today.
Yes, thank you.
Hi, I'm John Mark Young, a financial advisor and owner with Whitaker-Myers Wealth Managers. Whitaker-Myers Group has been a local trusted advisor since 1869, serving families in Ashland, Richland, and Wayne counties. We believe in the financial freedom and power of living debt-free. With offices in Ashland, Mansfield, Wooster, Columbus, and South Carolina, we have advisors that are ready to help you begin your journey to financial success. Visit our website at www.whitakerwealth.com to learn more and schedule a meeting.
Merry Christmas.
Can you guys hear me? All right. Right there.
Time now for our Adena Corporation Player of the Game, and we've been selecting these for a while now, and this might be the easiest selection we've ever had. Maurice Ware, a career-high 30 points. You did it really at both ends of the floor.
Yep.
I got to ask you, what's the belt for? Now, we saw you play a lot last year, and you had moments where you played very well, especially against Wooster.
Right.
But tonight, you looked like you came out. There was just something different about your approach, a lot more confidence at the offensive end. Just talk about your offseason and what you put into getting ready for this year.
Man, it's a lot to explain. You know, first I want to start off by thanking my coaches. They gave me and the team extra time in the gym. You know, we got Coach Loney. He's a great weight room coach. He helps the body. He helps us improve on everything we need to do. And most of all, my team. Throughout the summer, we was in the gym every day. I don't think we missed a day besides Sunday. It was Monday through Saturday, 3 to 5, and then extra shots up after. It was just a long summer and a hard-working summer. So I give it to the summer.
Good.
Now, I got to ask you the dunk, okay? Now, we're sitting here talking about you guys taking the air out of the ball a little bit. It's the end of the game, but when you started approaching the free throw line, I'm going, he's going to go up and dunk this. I just had a feeling. First of all, you're listed at 6'2". How tall are you?
6'2.5".
Oh, really?
I was going to say, well, he's going to say 6'5", yeah.
But what was going through your mind in that possession?
You know, we was trying to burn time off the clock, but I was going to the free throw line, and when I came in, I seen he just moved completely out the paint. And, you know, I'm athletic, and I use it to my advantage, and I put it on his head.
Now, not only did you do things exceptionally well at the offensive end, I thought maybe some of the better plays you had were defensively. When you ran down and you were blocking shots, you're going to sleep well tonight, aren't you?
Yeah, real well. You know, get some rest for tomorrow game against Lima Senior. You know, I'm going to just rest.
Now, defensively, it looks like a completely different team, completely different philosophy from last year. How do you like the full court pressure, the run and jump, the trapping? How do you like that?
I actually love it. You know, Coach Sykes and Coach Loney and Coach B, they all put us in here every day in practice, and we just work on defense. We let the offense come to us. We stay calm and let the offense come to us. But during practice, it's strictly shell drill, 100 man, and, you know, we got enough guys on the bench to keep subbing in and out the pressure the whole game, so I love it.
Well, we noticed that the first and the third quarters were your guys low offensively, but in the second and the fourth, you were able to get to their bench and you're able to wear them out. And that, if that continues, you guys are going to be a dangerous team as this season goes along.
Yes, sir. The conditioning we do, amount of conditioning we do, I want to just thank coaches. We know we blame them all the time, like, why we're running. Tonight it really showed.
Exactly.
Well,
and tomorrow.
Well, as I say, you also probably blame them. You looked at the schedule and you go, hey, wait a minute. We have a double weekend to start off. We've got Wooster, who won the conference last year, and then we have to go to Lima Senior.
Yeah, we're starting off tough, but I love this team, man. I feel like we can do it this year.
Hey, my last question from me. How enjoyable is it to have fans this year?
Oh, man, I love it.
I saw you leading the cheering section down there. I mean, you were doing everything tonight.
Yeah.
I don't know if they paid you to lead the cheering section, but I saw you doing that also.
Yeah, had to bring back the Tiger Jungle this year, man. We needed it.
Oh, that's great.
Maurice, congratulations. It was fun to watch, and I got a feeling this team, their best basketball is still ahead of them yet, and that's pretty scary for the rest of the teams in the OCC. Congratulations on a great opening night, and good luck tomorrow night.
Thank you.
Thanks, man.
You're welcome.
Congratulations to Maurice Ware, our Adena Corporation Player of the Game. 30 points, and he did get some help from some other players, but for the most part, it was Maurice Ware. And we've got Coach Sykes coming up here. I want to get some thoughts from him as we can get his thoughts on that first game. And
now, is Coach Sykes going to give us more coach speak?
I don't know.
Is he going to speak from the heart now?
Okay, the first thing that I want to ask you, this whole work in progress thing, were you just messing with us or what?
I definitely still think we're all work in progress. The guys did. They played hard. They played hard like we expected them to. And all in all, made enough plays on both ends of the floor.
Well, let me tell you, Maurice talked a great deal about the summer. He talked about how you made the gym available, how you had shootouts, how it was extra time shooting, and the kids took advantage of it. And he said he really enjoys this full court pressure that you guys are doing. It just looks like a team that's having fun, that's playing hard, and from our standpoint, that's fun to watch.
Yes,
absolutely. And that's, Coach, that's Tiger basketball. That's what we preach. And I think the guys are starting to kind of see the way we want them to play. And if they execute, it'll be fun. It'll be a fun brand of basketball, especially if they're being good teammates, especially if their spirit is right, especially if they're playing as hard as they can, and they're making a couple shots. It could be fun.
Well, that's the one thing we noticed. Anybody who was on the floor at any given time, there are guys diving all over the floor for loose balls. You guys pounded the offensive glass like crazy. And in fact, at both ends, you rebounded very well. The effort was definitely there.
Right. And for us, I don't think it's a secret. We're not a great three-point shooting team or outside shooting team. So we have to get those 50-50 balls. We have to win the hustle plays. We have to take charges. We have to get ugly, and we have to get dirty. That's just the way that we have to play in order to be successful. And I think our guys, they realize that. They're starting to understand that, and they're giving it everything they have. And they don't want to have a repeat of these last couple seasons that we've had. It's been some struggles around here. They want to have a good year, especially our seniors.
Is there any truth to the rumor that Coach Massa is the dunk coach? That he taught Maurice how to dunk? Is that?
Let's give all the credit to Coach Massa.
Okay.
Absolutely.
All right. Just want to let him get his key there. Yeah.
Well, mentioning the dunk, and it's late in the game. You're trying to work some clock. As you see him drive the lane, is it one of those no, yes situations?
Absolutely.
Don't hurt yourself.
Yes.
In those situations, as a coach, you're thinking pull the ball out, force the team to foul you. But Maurice is aggressive. He's naturally aggressive. He saw the lane. He took the opportunity and made a spectacular play that I think people around here will be talking about for a little while.
And I don't know if you noticed, I think Brian was the first one to notice. He was also the first guy back on defense.
Yes.
That's been him. That's been him.
That's a great leader.
Yeah, and that's why when he came up here, that's why he had the hustle belt on. We felt like he put in a lot of work tonight. He rebounded well. He defended well. He absolutely scored the ball well for us tonight. He did a lot of little things along with everybody else, but he stuck out the most tonight. So kudos to him. I'm super proud of that guy because he did put the work in.
That's great.
Well, you talked about expectations that the fans are going to have. The bar's up here now.
Welcome, baby. You're going to look like this here pretty soon.
I hope not. But the guys are working hard. I'm going to stay on them. I'm going to continue to try to raise the bar, and hopefully we can be successful this year.
Congratulations on a great opening night win, and good luck tomorrow night. That's going to be a tough place to play. I hope you save some of that for tomorrow.
It's going to be a tough one. It's absolutely going to be a tough one. But one thing I know about these guys is they'll be tough. They'll step up, and they'll play as hard as they can.
Yeah, another learning experience.
Absolutely.
So, yeah.
Congratulations, Coach, and good luck tomorrow.
Thank you.
Thanks, Marquise.
Marquise Sykes with a big win in opening night, 59-48 over the conference champion Wooster Generals. And I'll tell you what, if that's what we can expect from them, and I know Maurice Ware is not going to come out and score 30 points every night, but you know that ability is there. And if they continue to try to push the tempo the way they normally do, you're going to get other guys that are going to get points in transition. This team is going to be a team to reckon with in the OCC.
Well, and I think you would agree with me. If you can get your kids to play hard, and where you get to the point where, he talked about Maurice being very aggressive. He's got some players that are very aggressive. And it's so much nicer to coach where you have to kind of hold them back a little bit at times than trying to get them to play hard. But if you can start by getting your kids to play hard, now you can start to develop your skills a little bit more, start to develop your chemistry. But all of that doesn't work unless the kids give great effort.
Well, let's take a look at the final numbers. Mansfield Senior getting 18 field goals. They got some offense. They really got the offense from Maurice Ware with his 30 points, 3 threes, 2 of those by Maurice Ware. The rebounding totals were a little closer. 20 fouls, 20 turnovers. You want to cut that down. We saw some spurts there, especially in the fourth quarter where it got a little sloppy.
And early in the first. Exactly.
But one thing that I'm really impressed with for an opening game, 14 of 22 from the line, and Wooster only 8 of 18.
Yeah. Again, could that be legs? You know, I know they've lost a lot of players, only a couple of returning players, but they've had good JV basketball teams. Is it legs? You know, it's very, very early for them. Only one scrimmage under their belt. But for senior high, you know, just keep improving. Just keep improving.
Well, with the win, Mansfield Senior starts the season 1-0, and Wooster will begin the season 0-1. The final score tonight, Mansfield Senior 59 and Wooster 48. Our thanks to tonight's broadcast team. Our producer was Adam Thompson, and the fine camera work courtesy of Jory Hollenbeck and Hayden Gray. But most of all, our thanks to you for joining us. Once again, the final, Mansfield Senior 59 and Wooster 48. You've been watching high school basketball live and free on the OH Report, powered by BS Media Productions, the future of local sports. For Greg Collins, I'm Brian Harder. So long from Pete Henry.